everybody, what's up? I'm Don Carr, and this is the Vox AV15. The AV15 is an analog valve modeling amplifier, and it really is a hybrid. Let's check it out. So the analog part is the fact that each preamp circuit is an actual circuit. It's not a digital model. So each one of these preamp circuits are actually circuits, not digital models. So when you switch from clean 1, clean 2, crunch 1, crunch 2, etc., you're getting an analog circuit. And the valve portion is the fact that there are two 12AX7s, one in the preamp stage and one in the power amp stage, that are actually contributing to the overall feel of the amp. And the modeling portion is the effects. You have these great analog sounding digital models of modulation, which is like a chorus sound, and delay, which is a very analog sounding delay, and a reverb. I'm playing a PRS 513. I chose that because you can switch back and forth between single coil and humbucker sounds. So let's dig in and check this thing out. So clean 1 is the sound of like an American Combo 212 amp, kind of classic high headroom, super clean amp. As you can see the way I've got it set, I've got the gain lower, I've got the volume a little bit higher, and the power level a little bit higher even. So what that allows for is cleaner headroom. The gain acts like the input stage of an amplifier, the volume acts like a typical master volume, and the power level is more like an attenuator. So you can see on the preamp side, I've got the bright switch engaged and the fat switch off, and I've got the bias into the cleaner side and the reactor into the looser, more vintage side. All that stuff really matters because each preamp circuit is different and it reacts differently depending on how you've got it set. By the way, I also had a slapback delay and a little bit of short reverb. Clean 2 is like a classic Tweed 410 amplifier. You can see I got a little more gain on it, and I switched the fat switch on, and I also went to the vintage bias setting. Crunch 1 is the EF86 side of an AC15. You can see with roughly the same settings, it's a completely different sound. Crunch 2 is an AC30. That's the sound I used in the intro. This time I just added a little modulation and a little delay. Overdrive One is a 70s British stack. Again, not really too many changes and a completely different sound. Overdrive 2 is an 80s British stack sound. You can see I changed the reactor to the tighter side, and I also took off the fat switch just to kind of keep the low end a little tighter. High gain 1 and 2 are just that, two really high gain amplifier sounds. I was using the more modern power amp settings on that. Those are both to the left. On the technical side, the AV15 is a 15 watt amp. It's got an 8-inch speaker with a closed back. That's why you get the extra bass response out of it. And it's got an aux in. It's got a headphone jack that's actually speaker compensated. So if you're playing through headphones, you sound like you're playing through your amp still. And the effects section is really easy to navigate. You just hit the button and it flashes, and that's the one you're manipulating. So there you go, a look at the Vox AV15. I really like it because you can dial in exactly the sound you want and use the power level to control the volume so it can be as quiet or as loud as you need it to be. It's a great little amp at home or for rehearsal or even for a small performance. So check it out, man, the Vox AV15. If you have any questions about this or any other Vox product, please make sure to contact your Sweetwater sales engineer or check us out online at sweetwater.com. Thanks.